up, guys? So I'm here with my boy
Evan, the Savvy Expat. What's up, y'all? So basically I make videos for foreigners that are moving to the Philippines. Banking, visas, real estate, things to watch out for, dating a little bit, and yeah, all encompassing one-stop channel for expats. I speak more on like the traditions of dating here, what I've seen.
Yeah.
I've experienced it a little bit, but like it's more so the traditions that courting is more prevalent here.
Well, what do you mean by courting?
So like you typically here, traditionally you'd have to go to the father first.
They still have that here?
They still have that here, like in the provinces. Maybe here in Manila, no.
Yeah.
I didn't have to court, so.
Yeah, but I think girls in the city, everywhere you go, they have different values. They're a lot more westernized everywhere in the world.
Moved here 4 years ago, specifically to BGC, where we are right now. Very beautiful city. What do you think of the city, Wes?
Bro, BGC is... I can't believe I'm in the Philippines. Like you said it earlier when we were walking around, it kind of feels like a bubble. So like I'll show you guys a little bit. Like I was walking around here and I couldn't believe I was in the Philippines.
Yep.
It felt like, if you could compare this to a city in the US, is it kind of like Chicago?
Yeah, it's like Chicago except with like the homelessness everywhere. So there's not a lot of homelessness here. I mean, you won't find any inside of BGC.
Okay.
But that's the whole point. Like it's a Truman Show type of place. It's a bubble. You're in a simulation here almost. People here are different wealth demographic. The social gap is different. So, I mean, people think of BGC as like you're around a bunch of snobby Filipinos. That's not the case whatsoever.
No.
There's normal people here. But not normal to the Philippines. I say normal to like
the Westerners.
Western standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would you say that they're snobby here though?
I've never come across people that are snobby here.
But do you think it's because they accept you as their social class?
I think that's exactly why.
Yeah.
If I was not from the US, they would probably snub me for sure.
Yes, because the thing in the Philippines, right, and I'm sure you can agree, it's not so much racism here, even though it's a little bit of that. It's a very classist society. I'm in a weird spot because Chinese Filipinos are higher than regular Filipinos.
Yeah.
But there's also the added fact that we're American, so we're kind of like higher class, but they don't look at us like white people. And then if they know you have money, they treat you differently.
Absolutely. It has nothing to do with like your skin tone necessarily. It's really just your class.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, that's where it does depend, is where you're from. So like what I found here, like simple experience back then, I could walk out to a simple park dressed in a sando.
Sando, yes, I know what that is. Sanyo, chinela.
Chanelas, all of that. If I dress like that and I go to the park, I will be kicked out because I don't look like I'm from BGC. Or I could say, and I could talk to them with that same clothing on. Oh, hey, what's up? You know, I'm just here at the park. Can you show me where this and that is?
Right.
They hear the American accent, the English accent.
Yes.
Oh, he's not from here. He's all good.
Yes.
He belongs here.
That's the thing, right? Like how good you speak English is a pretty big deal, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Fuck, these bugs are killing me, bro.
Let's get moving. I have been around to other places in the Philippines. We talked about my experience, our experience, my family's experience getting robbed.
Yeah, right.
So we've experienced, outside of BGC, but that's the reason why we choose to live here
in BGC.
It's because we've experienced outside, I suppose.
Yes.
And it all depends on your personal preference. We're not beach people. We like to go out occasionally to the beach, but we don't want to live on there 24/7.
I agree. Well, how would you say the culture is here in BGC with the locals?
The locals, like the residents that live here?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody, for the most part, stays in their own lane. So,
okay.
But at the same time, it's not like the US where if you talk to me, I'll tell you, hey, I have things to do. I have a meeting to attend. I'm on the move. People here are a little bit more slower pace in their lifestyle, a little bit more to socialize.
So they'll talk to you if you talk to them?
They'll talk to you if you talk to them, but that's the key word, if you talk to them. So you have to go to them and make the first move typically.
I see.
Right. And everyone minds their own business. I think that's why it's a very safe city.
Okay. Why would you say BGC is a good place for people to live, and why do you like it so much?
I think because of the convenience that you're afforded. Everything is walking distance in BGC.
Yes, man.
So like everything is walking distance. You never really need to take a grab. Within 15 minutes walking, and then on top of that, the globally renowned retail stores you have here, the westernized shops you have here.
Yeah, bro.
Like maybe that's not what makes it Philippines, and for most expats coming here, they want to experience real Philippines. But once you sometimes do crave the things that you had in the West.
Yes.
So I always say it on the channel. BGC is like
best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. You got the conveniences of the West, but the charms of Southeast Asia.
That's true.
It's all around you here.
That is a good point, because this city is unlike any other city that I've ever been to in Southeast Asia. Because I went to Saigon, I went to Bangkok. And it's those are too chaotic for me. But I think you nailed it. Like, this is like a bubble, but it's a really, really nice bubble. I think we have different experiences too because this is our culture. Filipinos are dope, man. They just have this amazing family culture, very welcoming. Absolutely. But what was very surprising to me about Manila is how diverse the city is, right? Because I went out to Makati a couple days ago, and I saw this guy who looked like a white dude, but he was born here Filipino because his mom was mestizo and his dad was I think American. Yeah. But he was born here and speaks fluent Tagalog.
The population is very diverse here. Like, I could just give you an example. My friend here, he's Venezuelan, but he looks white. But he spent a considerable amount of time here. His dad is like the ambassador of Venezuela.
Here, do you speak Spanish?
He speaks Spanish. So
nice. I would love to meet him. Yeah.
I wanted to invite him because he got off school early today.
Okay.
So, like, you could meet him. But then I have a Japanese friend. I have like people from all over the place that live here in Manila, and typically you find them in Makati and BGC.
What would you say are like the biggest differences between life here versus how your life was back in the US?
The affordability factor. Like, let's be real, living in Chicago, it's not cheap.
Yeah, same in LA, man.
Yeah, of course. So, coming out here, we can afford a lot more. Like, simple services like massages, haircuts will cost us double back in the US, but here it's half the price.
Yeah.
Another thing is community. People are a lot more social here, so it's easy to have a social life here in the Philippines. And third is I really say just the overall quality of life. Living in the US, like, you kind of have to pinch pennies because how expensive life is there.
It's true.
Here we can go out whenever we want, take trips out to the province. If we want to go to the beach, we'll go to the beach, but it's the quality of life that we get here that's...
Well, we can only say that because we are from Western countries.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always say on my channel, like, basically, if you're not earning dollars, don't come here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the harsh reality. The only reason that we get to enjoy life here in the Philippines as expats, or what people would call balikbayans, is because we are earning in dollars.
Yeah.
If we weren't earning in dollars and we're earning the wage here, then what makes our life any different than the average?
It would be worse here, I would argue.
Worse here.
Yeah.
I'd say in the States.
Yeah.
That's the reality, and I don't deny that at all. Philippines is a great country, but not if you're earning pesos.
So what kind of expats have you noticed here? Because it's hard to tell sometimes if they're like expats or like you or like your friend where their parents were expats and then they were born here.
There's a lot of Chinese that live here.
Yeah.
That aren't like that. Like your parents are Chinese.
Chinese, yeah. Well, I have like 3 generations of Chinese here in the Philippines.
Yeah, but then there's also those Chinese that literally are born and raised in China and then live here for work.
Okay.
So that's the biggest demographic of expat. Other than that, a lot of Americans, a lot of Australians and Europeans. But something that I could say is that you can almost kind of tell when somebody is a Filipino American. Like myself.
Okay.
I can just tell when I see them, and it's kind of weird because I can tell by the way they walk, the way they talk. Their mannerisms are just different. Because if I find, I'm not being rude or anything, but like, I'll say it how it is. Let's walk over here.
Okay, yeah.
If I see somebody walking like this, they're probably most likely Filipino. American. They're on the go like that.
Yes.
They're American.
So when I was out in Makati, I felt like I was back in LA culture-wise. And it seems that here in the Philippines, there's an obsession with clout and celebrity and famous people, that kind of thing, if that makes sense. Right. Is that true or is that false?
I think that's definitely true.
Yeah. Because
there's a reason, there's a term for that. It's called social, or basically it means like, social means to be classy, or like to be a snobby kind of a little bit. And basically a social climber in a way. That's part of the term.
Okay.
So,
and there's a lot of them here in the Philippines, right?
There's a lot of that here because, I mean, the ways to make money is so limited in the Philippines. Like, what are you going to do if you're going to work in an office job, or if you're going to be a nurse or a doctor,
or be an ata for someone in a different country? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you do that kind of stuff, the amount of money you can make is limited. But if you hang out with people that have the personality and the face and the fame, then there's better opportunities there. So people do what they can to make their money here.
That's the downside of like, because I don't think a lot of expats give this too much thought. Like, it's great for us because we get to live like kings in these countries. Yeah. But I feel really bad for the locals, and I think it's different in the Philippines because we are Filipino, so it's like our people, Because when I was in Colombia, I would see poverty, and I feel pretty disconnected by it. But then when you see someone who could be your cousin or who could be your ata, I feel like it's different, right?
Because when you're in a different country, there is like a little bit of a disconnect. Like I'm in your country as your guest.
Yes.
But then when you're here, it's like this is my blood.
Yeah.
And they're out here struggling. I kind of feel bad if you're from this country and you're not doing something to give back to the people here with the life you've been given abroad. Then I don't know. Do you really appreciate the privileges you've had growing up?
Yeah, that's true. However, I have heard that Filipino culture and Chinese culture are different, because Chinese people, when we do business together, it's a little more honest and we support each other. Whereas Filipinos, and the Filipinos themselves have said this, they're naturally untrustworthy of each other and kind of want to step on each other's back. Is that true?
I've seen that for sure. There's a lot of pettiness in the business here and lack of communication, I think, and lack of punctuality. So overall lack of professionalism, I'd say.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't want to generalize the Philippines when it comes to the business landscape here, but that's very common.
I feel that. Do you notice a lot of like the sex expats coming down here to the Philippines?
Yeah, the Sexpats, a lot.
Would you say that's the majority or no?
No, I wouldn't say that's the majority. I think it depends on which part of the Philippines we're talking. If you're talking BGC, no.
But Cebu has a lot, right?
Cebu, yes. If you go to Dumaguete, yes. Like, that's why I really niche down in BGC, because I like the audience of expats that come here, the demographic of expats that come here.
They're a little more like business-minded, more entrepreneur-minded, right?
Entrepreneur-minded. They're here just to enjoy retirement, enjoy life here. Yeah, and basically they're coming for the Philippines and a good lifestyle.
Okay.
Whereas down south, especially if you go to like Pampanga, you'll find a lot of expats there.
Why?
Well,
Poor city.
It's a poor city. Human trafficking is very prevalent down there, unfortunately. So yeah, and I hate to say it, but like the girls there, they're struggling, so they have to find a way to make a living.
Yeah.
And the guys take advantage of that down there.
What's your opinion on that whole thing and that whole scene?
Oh, I hate it, bro.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'll say it like it is. It's disgusting.
And it hits different when it's white people coming down mainly, and it's our own people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was talking to a girl about this, and I was like, why does it feel so icky? It's because those kind of guys come here for unearned social status. And they get these girls, and it just feels like not kind of exploitation, but it's not, because it's like consensual on both ways, but it's because they're, I don't know, man, it just feels icky, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it is consensual, right?
Yeah.
They understand what both parties want, but the guys here, they just, I hate to say it, but like they just didn't earn their way in the West, so they come here trying to act and pose the hot shot here with leading with their wallet.
Money, yes, exactly.
Leading with their money.
And in Vietnam, they have a term. It's called loser back home. And that seems to be in like all of Southeast Asia. You'll meet a lot of expats like that, right?
Very common. Very
yeah.
common. You can find me on my YouTube channel, The Savvy Expat, and I also have a website, thesavvyexpat.com.
He's killing it more than me, man. He's working harder than me on this YouTube and making me feel a little bad. Definitely give my brother a support if you guys are interested in the Philippines. But yeah, man, catch you guys later. Go ahead. You want to cover it? Cover it.
Peace.